I would now like to ask the Minister of Public Administration, the Honorable Rudrawati Nan Gosain Ramgoolam, to give us the feature address.
Dr. Hamadou Touré, Secretary General, International Communications Union, Ministers of Government and my Cabinet colleagues, the Honorable Wade Mack, Speaker of the House of Representatives, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Public Administration, Ms. Arlene Makomi, other permanent secretaries and other members of government, Mr. Cleveland Thomas, Chief Executive Officer of iGov-TT, Mr. Larry Hawaii, Chairman of the e-Business Roundtable, members of and other members of the e-Business Roundtable, Platinum sponsor, First Citizens Bank and TSTT, other sponsors and exhibitors, specially invited guests, members of the media, and you are very special with this technology, in this technology age, because you've got to spread the message wide. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to each and every one of you. It is my distinct pleasure to have been invited to speak this evening at the opening of the Trinidad and Tobago ICT Business and Innovation Symposium 2010. Before I begin my address, I wish to extend my heartfelt appreciation to the e-Business Roundtable, especially its chairman, Mr. Larry Hawaii, and the Symposium Planning Committee for working assiduously to bring together some of the world's most notable technology experts with key stakeholders in ICT development in Trinidad and Tobago and in the Caribbean. It is my hope that the discussions that will take place during this event will offer new insights and ideas on how we, as a country and as a region, can carve our niche in the global information society and economy. 2 years ago, when the first ICT Business Innovation Symposium was held, significant changes were occurring across the global landscape. The United States of America was on the brink of electing Senator Barack Obama as its first African-American president. The global financial crisis had yet fully revealed its depth of complexity or breadth of impact. Trinidad and Tobago was experiencing a real GDP growth of 3.5%. In the world of technology, Web 2.0, pronounced Web 2.0, was a phrase on everybody's lips. Today, 2 years later, at the opening of this second ICT Symposium, I note how much the world has changed in such a short span of time. Experts are now discussing cloud computing as one of the emerging trends in the ICT landscape, something that you will hear more about over the next 2 days. Trinidad and Tobago, like the United States of America, has made its own contribution to the political history by electing the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar as our first female Prime Minister. And in the aftermath of the global financial fallout, developed and developing countries alike are seeking new ways to re-energize flagging economies and secure sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, it seems that the old adage is correct, The only thing that is constant in this ever-changing and evolving world is change itself. Thus, critical to the survival of small island developing states like Trinidad and Tobago and our CARICOM partners, it is the ability to identify and adapt to such changes quickly and effectively, probably faster than a wink. To this end, information and communication technologies are poised to play a pivotal role in the successful realization of these goals. The United Nations Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon advocated this point of view at the 2010 Forum of the World Summit on the Information Society when he stated, and I quote, "The global financial crisis and economic slowdown continue to endanger progress towards the Millennium Development Goals. Information and communication technologies are already part of the response. They can and must play an even bigger role moving forward." End quote. It is not enough, ladies and gentlemen, to use ICT to merely survive the external changes that impact us. ICTs must be seen as an elementary to our ability to thrive in a world characterized by continuous change and unpredictability. In this vein, therefore, I must commend the e-Business Roundtable for selecting as the theme for this year's symposium, ICT Innovation Staying Ahead. This theme aptly mirrors government's digital vision of coupling innovation and technology to advance the socio-economic development of Trinidad and Tobago on a sustainable basis. Evidence of this fact can be found in our National Strategic Policy for Sustainable Development, where connecting the country through information and communication technologies and building a more diversified, knowledge-intensive economy feature as two of the 7 development pillars. As we seek to transform our national economy from one that is primarily commodity-based to one that is rooted in information and knowledge, we must be forever vigilant against becoming enamored of the bells and whistles of the technology itself. Instead, the main point of focus must always be the value which technology can add and the opportunities it presents. As such, we move into the future using ICTs to create value, foster opportunities, and enhance the quality of life. And this is really at the heart of our national ICT imperatives. One word, ladies and gentlemen, happiness for all our people. Since our first national ICT plan in 2003, fast forward, and I'm sure most of you are hearing that word, significant strides have been made in establishing connectivity and encouraging all sectors of the population to increase their usage and uptake of technology. For the period 2011-2015, Trinidad and Tobago intends to move beyond simply using ICTs, but more importantly, to begin creating and innovating with them. In so doing, I must emphasize that equal focus will be placed on the digital development of both Trinidad and Tobago. Moreover, Tobago is uniquely positioned because of its size and composition to be able to be an early adopter of many initiatives detailed in this next iteration of our national ICT plan. Having alluded to our intentions to use ICTs to accelerate the development, it begs the question, how will this be realized? Well, firstly, achieving the objectives outlined under the National ICT Plan will require continuous and sustained collaboration among government, the private sector, civil society, and academia. From the onset of planning for the period 2011 to 2015, the government made it a priority to engage you, our stakeholders, to ensure that the strategy reflects our context and adequately addresses our concerns. The ICT Business and Innovation Symposium 2010 is yet another testimony to the type of partnership that is required for the successful implementation of our national ICT plan. Further, in these economically challenging times, government's collaboration with the private sector becomes even more crucial. As government demands greater value for money from limited resources, it is increasingly looking to the model of public-private partnerships, PPP, to bring to fruition many of the ICT projects and initiatives that will contribute to Trinidad and Tobago becoming an e-society. In addition to seeking greater collaboration with other private sectors of society, government is also supporting ICT innovation by creating an enabling environment that can be leveraged by the business community. Such an environment will comprise a fully competitive telecommunications environment, government incentives to bolster ICT business, investment and innovation, and initiatives aimed at building capacity to support the ICT industry of today and of the future. In 2005, the Telecommunications Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, also known as TAT,